Shalom. Praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. The Ministry Apostles and Elders, Great Mills, and the Royal Well, and Shalom to the brothers and the white sharing truth. There's an article in Yahoo Finance about how, well, by way of Bloomberg, I believe, talking about how this what do you call it? There's a food supply shortage, that's kicking up in the lead up to autumn, lead up to winter. Um, and it's based off the what do you call it? The labor shortage where there's hella places looking to hire people, but for whatever reason, people aren't going. It says is what some of the largest U.S. Did I read the title? U.S. Food suppliers are having trouble keeping shelves stocked. It says what some of the largest U.S. food distributors are reporting difficulties in fulfilling orders as a lack of workers weighs on supply chain. Cisco Corp, North America's largest wholesale food distributor, is turning away customers in some areas where demand is exceeding capacity. The company also said that prices for key goods such as chicken, pork, and paper products for takeout packaging are climbing amid tight supplies. Yeah, prices going up, so that's that inflation kicking in, and that's already been kicking in for various other reasons. But lo and behold, kicking in again. And what funny, it said pork as well. Man, man in the States. Well, actually, I'll read on. So this is what, in particular, production is slow for high demand, labor intensive cuts like bacon, ribs, wings, and tenders. And I remember I saw an article. No, it wasn't even an article, it was a video. About, was it LA? I can't remember. Either LA or New York. I don't know, one of them main areas, or maybe San Francisco. Fuck knows. I'm not too good with areas in the States. But they said there was a shortage of bacon, or the price was going. Well, yeah, people said they were expecting a shortage in bacon coming soon, and people were like, "Oh, what are we gonna do for our breakfast in America?" And I was just like, "That's that fucking hell, that bacon, that Arnold, that man love. Lo and behold, man, it's it's running out. But then it's just a general supply shortage with a lot of food being produced." And that's the thing is the price might go up now, you might feel the burn now, but once it gets into winter, and the demand gets higher, because what they say, okay, let me read on a bit more. Labor intensive costs like ribs, wings, and tenders. So yeah, all the shit that the man love. Lo and behold, it's going to be a shortage, and thingy shortage effect is going to affect. Well, actually, is it the harvest? Well, harvest is coming soon, I believe, anyway. And then if there's a staff shortage for that as well, you can have parts of the harvest, just like over here in the UK, where there was like lots of berries where they were ripened, and then there weren't enough people because of Brexit, because of a few other things. So it just resulted in bare places just not having enough. What do you call it? Not having enough. Bare places not having enough. What's it called? Staff to pick it. So this is what there are certain areas around the country that are more challenged by the labour shortage, and our volume of orders is regularly exceeding our capacity. This has unfortunately led to service disruption for some of our customers. An analysis from Decadata, which tracks retailer transactions with shoppers and manufacturers, shows that retailers are bumping up against manufacturer capacity as they stockpile ahead of the holiday season in July. The incidence of suppliers limited or putting a cap on orders from customers was more than double what it was in January, its data shows. Okay, whatever. Another major distributor, United Natural Foods, is having trouble getting food to stores on time. Company said the labour shortages, as well as delays for some imported goods like cheese, coconut water, and spices, are causing the problems. Yeah, so it's not just labour; it's multiple factors, and these things are going to get worse as well. Because why? It's not just one country; it's multiple countries feeling the squeeze. And when you go into winter, it's there's the supplies are going to be less, and all the over the past year, the previous year as well, we had famines. You had certain crops. You had locusts going wild on certain crops. You had a lot of um like a lot of countries that had issues with supply lines for food. When it gets to the point where you require it domestically, then they're going to stop sending it outwardly, and that's going to be felt. And then around winter, more likely is demand's going to be higher as well. And if people start hearing like, hey, or they start seeing shelves are empty, then they're going to start panic buying, and then it's just going to completely collapse and get to a madness, and they're going to say, okay, start limiting things. But then what if the supply ain't going to be hit, and there's been the previous panic buying where it's basically emptied out, backup supplies, and if those things ain't been restored because of labor shortage, because of failing crops, because of various other things, it's gonna get peak. Prices are gonna start skyrocketing. They're already going up, but how high can they go? Because everyone's talking about inflation all of a sudden because prices are going up. It's being noticed. Cheese, okay, yeah. So we anticipate additional supply challenges in the short term with gradual improvement through the fall and winter. A United Food, Natural Food representative said. The company's top priority is to support customers by working diligently to recover and bring their shelves back to normal inventory levels as quickly as possible. US companies across the industries are reporting a dearth of workers amid sweetened unemployment benefits, stimulus payments, and a pandemic that has reduced the appeal of in-person employment. Houston-based Cisco is aggressively hiring warehouse workers and truck drivers, offering referral and sign-on bonuses, along with retention money for current staff. Yeah, so all that extra they're having to pay as well towards the staff, that's going to make them have to put the prices up too. They're going to have to start charging more. Because why? It's starting to, the overhead's starting to go up. The entire food sector is seeing massive labour shortages, said Benjamin Walker, Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing and Merchandising. There was one more, freight costs are rising daily. Well, okay. Says about finding truck drivers is the next thing possible, he said, while freight costs are rising daily. The company's orders are arriving late and consequently facing delays in being sent to customers. On the outbound side, on time deliveries are still above 50%, but fallen from the usual rate of more than 90%. Damn. So yeah, almost half of the orders are getting out late. Because why? Because the supply is not there. So that means that shit is just running through as quickly as it can be done. So once, it says we all thought it would be over by now. It's just one thing after another, he says. This is going to be the norm for a while. And that's the thing, is that's if it maintains current levels. If it gets worse, where it's peak, if people start panic buying, and people start panic buying at the drop of a hat, as soon as one sniff of bad news comes out, people are going to be losing their minds. Yeah, that is a wrap. 2 Esdras 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, that's shit's gonna get chaotic, and it's gonna be peak. It's gonna be those bare necessities of life. Them bare necessities are gonna be like that's gonna be difficult to come by. Filling your stomach right now. You can go. You got Jake going MacD's, going wherever the hell, getting all kinds of grub, sleeping on a full stomach. When the supplies get low, the prices start going up. It's gonna get peak, and people ain't really thinking about it presently. They're not really thinking about stocking up on things. So then they're just gonna be, oh shit's running out. Buy 20 of everything, and then everyone's gonna start going ape shit. A man that shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbour, but shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah? Great tribulation, man. Lack of bread. That hunger, that's something that people forget, how intense that can be. Because most people don't even really go into a state of hunger. They'll just kind of eat and eat and eat and eat. That's why a hell of people are overweight as well. They just eat hella beyond what's even needed. But what? It's going to be a lack of bread. It's going to be that hunger. And then price is going to be going up. It's going to be like, hey man, selling, a donkey's head or fucking bird shit, man, for that grub. For cash monies, man. It's going to be peak, man. But yeah, I'll leave you there. Shalom. Shalom. Shalom.